now let's talk about you personally. Say with Peyton, are you anything like Peyton at all, or are you a completely different person?
Well, you know what? It started out, I was pretty much just playing myself in high school when the show first started out. I was on the cheerleading squad, but I was the girl, I was obsessed with Boy George in high school, just obsessed. So I would dress like him. I used to braid cloth into my hair, like I was just a weirdie, man. And so I was this like strange girl that was on the cheerleading squad just because, my best friend was. And, I was into darker stuff. I didn't listen to boy bands or anything. I was too busy, getting weird to David Bowie. And so Peyton and I definitely had a lot in common there. And just through my background at MTV, we definitely have a love of music and a love of introducing people to new music that's very deep. But Peyton cries a lot, man. She has a lot going on that is pathetic and sad. And I, on the other hand, I have been so blessed, and I'm so grateful, and I say my prayers of thanks all the time, because my life's pretty awesome, and I spend the majority of my time laughing. So I get all my crying out at work, get it out of the way, so I come home and act goofy.
But you find it really easy to cry now on demand because of all the crying Peyton has done over the last 6 years. Can you just click your fingers and cry?
Yeah, you should see me get my way. It's incredible. No, you know what? It used to be really hard to cry. I'd have to think about just awful, awful things. Yeah. And that's not a place that you want to go to and then, go home and have dinner with your boyfriend, oh, yeah, no, it's cool. Today I just thought about, my grandma dying. That's terrible. Towards the end of this season, I didn't have to think about terrible things at all. I was just so invested in Peyton and really wanting good things for her because I knew it was coming to an end. And she's become, a very real person in my world, and somebody that I care a lot about. And so, yeah, it's going to be strange not having that outlet anymore. Maybe I will start crying in real life just to get it out of my system.
Now, Hilarie, I've got to ask this one, especially for the girls, of course, because the girls, they're obsessed with Chad, with James.
Oh, he's so beautiful, isn't he?
There's the whole Chad or James thing. Now, you have been with Chad in the programme. You've been with James in the programme. You've even been with the new guy, Austin Nichols. Of course, he plays Julian. So we've got to ask you for all the girls. Who do you think is the hottest guy on One Tree Hill?
Who do I think is the hottest guy?
And there's no way you're getting away with saying, I think they're all hot.
Okay, here's the deal. Who does Hilarie Burton think is the hottest guy, or who does Peyton Sawyer
Who does Hilarie Burton think is the hottest guy?
I tell you what, the person that makes me laugh the most is Chad. He and I have so much fun together, and we have so many inside jokes together, and when we work together, we get it done, and we have a great time, and he is my absolute teammate, so he is the one that I love. He's beautiful. He's really good at his job, He shows up, knows what he's doing, so that way we can just play together and have a good time. And he's my friend, So yeah, I'm gonna stick with my sweet boy Chad.
Good stuff. And how is it filming all these scenes? All the lovey-dovey scenes, all the kissing, all that. Is it funny or is it embarrassing or what is it like?
Oh, dude, it's so awkward. My brother works on the show.
No way. Are you serious?
Yeah, dude. Since season 1, my brother and I were living together up in New York, and I left New York to come down here to North Carolina and start working on this show, and my brother came down to visit me and was like, "This is awesome." And I'm like, "Well, I think I can get you a job on the show as a production assistant, just like somebody that's basically an errand boy."
Yeah.
I was like, "I think I can get you a job on the show if you want to work here." And Billy was just so into it because they feed you on set. Like, they give you breakfast when you come in the morning.
Nice.
And they feed you lunch, and then sometimes if we work long hours, they feed you dinner too. And Billy was this, kid up in New York starving, and so he just took the job so he could eat. So over the last 6 years, he's worked really, really hard, and now he's an assistant director, and so it's just always awkward on set when I have to do kissing scenes because I've got my brother standing there completely disgusted, and then whoever I'm having to do the kissing scene with is completely weirded out because they think my brother is going to, beat him up.
You probably scarred your brother for life, Hilarie.
Oh, God, that kid wants no part of anything in my world, no part of anything. He just is like, just do your job. I'm going to leave set for a minute and go run an errand.
And now, of course, as you mentioned with Chad, with James, with Austin, there's plenty for the girl viewers, but come on, there is plenty for the guys. It is the hottest female cast. What are all the girls really like? Are they really nice, or are they kind of... I don't think there's any divas in the bunch. I just don't think so.
No, I mean, we're all really good friends, and we, we're family. And so over the course of 6 years, that's a bond that you can't manufacture, you can't replace. And so, all the girls are great, and we're all very different. So we all bring a lot of different things to the equation. Sophia is so good at the business end of things and grew up, in Hollywood and gets that part of it. And so where Joy and I are a little more timid about that world, Soph holds our hand and walks us through it. And then Joy, Joy's really spiritual, and she's really kind and really giving. And so she's the person who, if you're feeling crazy on set or you're just stressed out, Joy's the person that calms you down and takes care of you, and she's definitely a mother type. And then I'm the bitchy, snarky one that
no way.
gets everybody into trouble. It's like, hey, who wants to get into some mischief? Come with me.
Just one more One Tree Hill question, of course. Going into season 7, it's pretty amazing to get to a 7th season, especially the way TV shows go now. Would you think there's a lot of life left in One Tree Hill, or do you think season 7 is where it's going to end?
No, I mean, they've already got plans to completely revamp the show. And I can't give anything away, but I've heard murmurings of things, and I am really genuinely excited to watch what they do, because it's a creative team, man. I mean, I'm so proud to have been a part of it for so long, and I don't think I would have the confidence or the skill set that I have to go off and do other things if I hadn't been educated by these very smart people for so many years. So no, there's definitely a lot of life left in the show.
And do you think viewers are going to like the way Peyton and, of course, Lucas are written out of the show, or are we going to be like, oh, no way?
I feel like the ending that we have offers a lot of hope, and that's something that our show's always been about. We're an optimistic show, and so there's some open-endedness there. We'll let people see how they like it. I'm curious to see how they like it.